Hi everyone, it's Lauren and
Charlie! Hello, baby boy. Say hi. He's like, Mom,
I just got up. I don't think so. Yeah, welcome Charlie to the world. He's here. And so I didn't quite make it to my 40 weeks video like I thought I would, but this is my labor and delivery video. Well, my labor and delivery story. I didn't actually take too much footage of the actual delivery. So this video will probably be in 2 parts because I've got quite a story to tell. And bless you.
oh, are you okay? You right, babes? Charlie. Yes, baby boy. Hey, baby boy. Are we gonna do this right now, or do we need to take a break? Because we can take a break and come back.
So, it all started. We got an ultrasound at 39 weeks just to check on the placenta. I mentioned that in my last video that we wanted to make sure it wasn't previa, like it wasn't covering the os. So we went and they checked it out, and it turns out it was really far away from it. It was not covering it at all. So that was terrific news. But the technician was kind of freaking out because the baby was measuring so small. And she says, you must have your due date wrong because he's measuring at 36 weeks. And I was like, okay. But, I mean, I didn't really know what to say.
Oh, Charlie.
Look at his tongue. So that was Monday that we had the ultrasound appointment, and they had told me that baby was measuring small. They sent those reports to the birthing center that I was going to have the baby at, and so my primary caregiver, and they looked over those reports and they found a couple of things that seemed a little fishy. One of the things was that little Charlie's well, he did look small, and there was a discrepancy, they said, in his legs and his head. Like, his head was measuring like a 39-week baby, but his legs were measuring small. So they were worried that maybe something was going on with his legs, like there's a possibility, like underdeveloped. Then they also noticed that there was like a little fuzz in his rectum area, which could have been that he was going to pass meconium. Anyway, there's all these like tiny little things that like were, you know, enough to be a little stressful. The placenta looked kind of aged, and so it, you know, they didn't want it to be pooping out on him. So, you know, I went in to check if I had placenta previa. Did not have that, but then I found out that there was potential for all these other things. So we got a little nervous. So we went to a specialist in like one of the best guys here in the city, an actual doctor, to do the ultrasound and, you know, kind of give us his opinion. So the doctor recommended that we induce and get the baby out as soon as possible, by the end of the day or the next day, because of the risks that, the potential risks that could take place if we kept the baby in. The baby was fine. His water, he had enough water. The placenta was fine, but there was the chance of it not being fine later. So, he's smiling, Charlie. So they recommended that we go to the hospital. But first they sent us to the birthing center. That way we could discuss things with them. And at this point, like, I didn't really know. He didn't actually say that we should go to the hospital, but he did say that we should get the baby out. So I'm thinking like, oh, maybe some natural induction methods. Like, I didn't really know how serious it was. We go to the birthing center, and they have a talk with us, and we talk about how we need to get the baby out. And, you know, it's not what we planned, but we need to play it safe. And so then she said, and I've got a doctor ready for you at the hospital. This is the hospital you're going to, and if you guys can go there right now, that'd be great. And I'm like, whoa. What is happening to today? This was a normal Tuesday. This morning I woke up, you know, whatever, and the next thing I know, like, I have a random appointment, and then I am going to a birthing center, then I'm going to the hospital. It was just, like, so unpredictable. My husband had work that day. I was like, maybe you should call in. So, straight from the birthing center, we went to the hospital. So we literally went to the ultrasound place, birthing center, hospital. And that, by the way, that ultrasound appointment was not really scheduled until 30 minutes before, and they called us. They're like, can you come in? So I was like, whoa, crazy Twilight Zone sort of day. And so we go to the hospital, and didn't really know what to say. We just show up, we're like, hey, we need to have a baby. And they're like, let's take you to triage, because we don't know who you are. But we go to triage, and people are treating us kind of rudely, because I don't know what they thought. If they thought we just walked in and were like, hey, can you do this to me? Which I guess is what it must have seemed like, but I guess the doctor hadn't been in communication with them yet, so it was kind of funny. But anyway, so from triage, the doctor gets in touch with them, and then they're moving me to a labor and delivery room. According to the nurses on the floor, I picked the busiest day and time to be at the hospital. There were no delivery rooms available, so we were in triage for quite some time. We get to a labor and delivery room, and then, you know, they need to induce me, and I did not really do my research on induction, medical induction at all, because I was planning a fully natural birth. And at this point, I'm getting really scared and nervous, and, you know, I just want to cry, because it's not the image I had in my mind. Hospitals freak me out. Like, I get anxiety in hospitals, not just for birth or anything, but like in general. Like, I am so scared of hospitals. So the idea of giving birth at the hospital, like, well, it's probably pretty normal to me. It just seems so horrible. So I'm freaking out, and I just want to cry, but I know that it's the best thing, just in case, there's an issue. So we need to be somewhere where there's a lot of medical availability. So it's amazing how much harder it is to make a video when you have a baby. There's so many more interruptions. Anyway, so that's why there's so many different backgrounds. I keep trying to finish my story, and we'll see if I finish now. But anyway, where were we at? I was at the hospital, and I'm feeling a little bit nervous because just the hospital environment is not where I'm comfortable. And so the plan of action was to start me on some Cervidil, which was a 12-hour drug to ripen the cervix, and see what my body does. And then once, I've kind of ripened a little bit, to go on the pitocin. And but then they changed their mind. They decided Cervidil, 12-hour drug, no, let's do, and I forgot what it's called, but same drug, but it's a 4-hour, like, bam. So they gave me a little bit of that 4-hour Cervidil, but it wasn't Cervidil, it was something else. They gave me the 4-hour stuff, and then after that, it was about 4 in the morning, was when they started to put the, try the pitocin. And after they gave me the ripening medicine, that, I actually started feeling contractions, and they were exactly like I had felt before, but they were just coming more frequently and a little more intense. They felt like bad period cramps. And so got that medicine. I was like, oh wow, this is what a contraction's like. My husband took a nap, which was great. I tried to sleep, but I couldn't. I was way too anxious about everything that was going to happen. Knowing that I was going to have my baby in the next few hours, it just amazed me, and I could not sleep. My mind was racing. Everyone's like, get some sleep, and I tried. I did, but I'm not the kind who can sleep when I'm thinking about something. So anyway, pitocin started. They gave me some of that, and Charlie did not like the pitocin. His heart rate dropped, and the nurse started freaking out, like, oh no, baby doesn't like pitocin. And so that was an adventure. So she said, let's wait a little bit, let's try you on it a little bit later. At this point, I'm about 3 centimeters dilated, and they just wanted to hold off a little bit. So a few hours later, we tried the pitocin again.